we share, with a dash of this and a pinch of that, mixed all up with care. The best company and conversation, recipes and new creations. We're cooking up something good here at home. We are cooking up something good here at home.
Well, hello family. We're so glad you dropped in the at-home kitchen today. It's always good when you come by. I say that all the time because I really mean it, because I feel like you're part of our at-home family. Speaking of families, we have a wonderful family represented today because my very special guest is not just an acquaintance of mine, but she's a friend. Her name is Laura Comanici. And I'm happy to say that two of her sons, and sometimes even her third son, Johnny, he volunteers during our telethons, but they work here as on our production crew as cameramen, and they're with us today. And also, Mr. and Mrs. Comanici, Laura's in-laws, are here. And we're so glad they're here, Earl and Joanne. We're so glad that they could all be here today because she is a great cook, and she is going to make some really unique Italian. What else would you make with a name like Comanici? Oh, I can't wait. When I heard that, I was like, yes, this is going to be really good Italian food. And not just the normal stuff, the lasagnas and that's fine. But this is unique and unusual, and we're going to use something that may be foreign to some people because they're like, ooh, eggplant. I'm telling you, when you taste this, you're not going to say, ooh, eggplant anymore. You're going to say, ooh, eggplant, yeah, let's have it. So we're going to get started in just a minute, and right after the hint, we'll be back, and Laura and I will get going with Enza eggplant. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Here's today's at-home hint. Powdered sugar can substitute for granulated sugar in baking. If you are looking for a delightful taste alternative, try a cup of honey with a pinch of baking soda in place of a cup of granulated sugar. If you've got a helpful hint, we'd love to hear from you. Send your hint to At Home Hints, Cornerstone Television, Wall, Pennsylvania, 15148-1499. Well, as I told you, my good friend Laura Comanici is here. We're so glad you came today.
Oh, thank you,
Arlene. I know this is a stretch for you, huh? Because this is not your forte.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's my pleasure, believe me.
Oh, well, thank you. She's a great cook, and she always blesses us during telethons with some of the most incredible cookies and goodies. And so, Norma was at your house.
Right.
I think it was for Alan's graduation.
And
she said, oh, Arlene, she makes such good food. You have to have her on. I said, well, I've been thinking about that. So out of that, here you are. What are you going to make for us?
Well, what I'm going to make today is my mother's. She's from Catania, Sicily, Italy. And she makes an eggplant dish, and I called it Enza's eggplant because it's truly her made-up.
Oh, okay.
Eggplant.
It's her own recipe.
It's her own recipe.
Okay, for those of you that don't know what an eggplant is, there it is. It's got that black, purpley, shiny skin. And they're usually shaped like this, right?
Yeah, it's an oblong.
Oblong.
And what I did, we had cut it up. It's in here. I cut it up. I take the end off, and I leave the skin on it.
There's flavor in that, huh?
Yeah, there is, and it gives it the texture.
Sure.
And I just take 3 strips off, just to take some off.
And then you cut it in slices?
I cut it in slices.
And then it goes into water?
It's a salt bath.
Oh.
It has to, this is actually clear water.
Now, why do you do that?
That it's been soaking for a good hour to an hour and a half. And you can see that the water is...
It's colored,
It's colored. The bitterness...
Is that the bitterness coming out?
Bitterness coming out of the eggplant. And
how much salt?
Oh, a good half a cup.
That much?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
well, that pulls it out then.
It pulls it out, but then when you go to fry it individually...
You have to get rid of that moisture. Let me take this out of the way so you can show what you do with that over here. Okay. So you just put that on there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I rinse them first.
Okay.
I would rinse them, and I just take a clean towel, and I just press them.
You wouldn't do it on paper towels because towel works better,
Towel works better.
Okay. So you would do that with all of these?
All of them.
Okay, and then when you have all of that, is that like one eggplant here that you have?
This is one eggplant.
Okay, so what she's making, you're going to need 2 because they're like little sandwiches.
They're sandwiches.
So you would, and for as many as you need 2 slices per serving for what she's going to do. Okay, maybe we get the oil going. Is it hot?
No, not
okay, we need to crank it up a little bit because what she's doing here is frying these off because it just makes them taste better, right?
Oh yeah. I've
Okay.
tried baking them, but they just don't taste
They don't
as
taste
good.
as good,
They don't
yeah.
taste as good.
And this is what you get when you fry them off. And I think it's interesting. I think they're very, you can tell the texture is so thick and hard, kind of porous here. But then when you fry them up, look how nice
Yeah,
they're kind
and then
of soft.
you absorb it with paper towel then.
You drain it, yeah.
Yeah, you
so
drain
you don't
it,
get the oil on it.
so you get some of the oil
Okay.
out as much as you can.
All right, now you want to show us in, so you're browning these off and you're putting on paper towels like over there.
Yeah.
And
then
then
what
what?
we do
Show
to
it?
assemble?
Yeah.
Here.
I'm going to keep drying while you're showing us
Okay.
that.
Okay. And what I do here, my mother always used chipped ham. So
Good old
I
chipped ham.
stick with chipped ham.
You know what? If people in other parts of the country don't know what chipped ham is,
Oh, they don't. You're absolutely
because
right. In Florida,
Isley's,
they don't.
yeah,
You're right.
Isley's is, you know, we're chipped ham central here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I know
Okay.
in Florida they don't have chipped ham.
Right.
So
Okay, show us how to assemble now.
okay. When they're done and drained, you
Yes.
just take a little bit of the ham.
Okay, that's a chipped ham.
And today we chose provolone, but you can use
cute,
mozzarella.
yeah.
You can use anything. And then I make a bechamel.
Okay, now we're going to include that recipe for that. That's so simple. That's flour and butter. You make like a roux, then you add milk.
Milk.
You add milk to it, and that's kind of the glue that holds it together, huh? Okay, and then what do you do?
Okay, you just put another one on.
On top,
So you have your little patty.
it's a little sandwich, like.
your
Okay, then
sandwich.
what do you do?
Then you take beaten eggs.
You're kidding. Okay,
Take beaten eggs and you just.
turn them over.
Yeah, it's just real fragile.
Yeah,
And what I do is I always keep one hand dry.
dry. Yeah, that's
And one
just good.
hand, yeah.
That's good. Okay,
And I just spread them
all right.
right in here. And I
And that's just flavored breadcrumb.
just flavored breadcrumbs.
Like you buy in a container, or you can make your own, but
Yeah. And I
Either
just
or.
press it
firmly
real
to
nice.
pack it a little bit.
And then you can work with it.
Sure. Okay, do we need to turn those over or turn that down, or what do we need to do?
No,
over
we're
there?
good.
We doing pretty good?
Yeah.
So then you're going to fry them again then, right?
You fry them again.
Again, okay.
So I can even put one in. Do you want me to put one in?
Sure.
Here.
Okay.
And you refry.
So you're going to fry, how long would that take?
Oh,
Because everything
you know what?
really is cooked on there.
Everything's cooked.
Right.
So it's just to brown the breadcrumbs.
Okay. And then
And-
you would put those on a cookie sheet, which you would then put into the oven to keep warm.
keep warm.
Until you get the rest of your meal ready, which I think is a great idea. I think that your mother, I don't know how she came up with that, but I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
That sounds so incredible. Look how
it's
fast they
time-
brown.
Yeah, see, and it's all done.
Beautiful.
Once
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. And you have a whole
That'll be-
tray full. And you're going to put those in the oven in a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and make another one?
Make another
Yeah,
one? Okay.
absolutely.
We'll assemble
And
that.
You want me to
You're
start
gonna
this?
would you do the tomatoes?
Yeah. She has a little
Thank
tomato
you.
salad here that I thought maybe I'd work on since you're doing
Okay.
that. And this is her tomato salad, and she does this with, these are Roma tomatoes?
Yeah, they're the plum tomatoes,
Plum.
and you don't want them too ripe. If
Oh, you don't want 'em
You
ripe.
don't want them ripe. Everybody makes the mistake. They'll do the ripe tomatoes,
And then
but
what
then
happens?
you get water. You
Yeah,
get nothing
you
but
do.
water.
You're right.
So.
Am I cutting this too
yeah,
big, too
no,
little?
they're good. They're good,
Okay.
bite size.
Take this little thing out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
'cause I don't like
the
that one.
plum are meatier. They're not as juicy.
True. There's more, you can see
There's
inside.
more meat.
There is more meat and less of the seeds and the juice. A
Yeah,
lot
so
of
I do the plum and not ripe.
Okay. Am I going to do all these tomatoes? I mean, is that what this is all here for me to do all these?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, I'll be chopping here for a little while. Now, what else goes into this? I see a large red onion, which we have sliced very thinly, right?
Yeah, and I do red, Arlene,
Yes.
because the white, I know it sounds silly, but the white gives it a different flavor.
Oh, I know.
And I've made it before with the white, and it doesn't come out as good. So I prefer to just say stick with the red.
The red, yeah, definitely.
It's a sweet.
You know,
I think it's sweeter.
I do too, and that's when I use the red for, if I want something not to have such a strong, onion taste. I think that's the way to go. Okay, and then you also have garlic, 7 cloves of garlic,
That's,
Yeah, boy. Why not?
you know what? I know it sounds crazy and it sounds like a lot, but I'm telling you,
Hey,
your
you
flavor,
have to have something with flavor there.
your flavor comes.
Yep, for sure.
It comes from the garlic and it comes from the extra virgin olive oil.
And I see you have a good bit of that, and it's a good quality.
Yeah.
You see how green this olive oil is? That's first pressed, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, it is.
Look how green that is. That's excellent. That's what you're looking for. It's worth the money to buy something that's a better quality like that. It really is. Okay, I'm chopping up. I'm going to finish with the tomatoes. We're going to add some oregano. We're going to add the purple onion and the garlic and the oil, and that's her salad. We'll be back with a whole lot more of this show of good Italian goodies from my friend Laura. Stay with us. Well, here we are with my friend Laura, and she is making some wonderful Italian goodies from the kitchen. We already have an eggplant that's cooling off. No, I guess cooling off wouldn't be right. Heating up. Heating up in the oven. And we made a tomato salad, fresh tomato salad. Oh, that's going to be awesome. Now she's going to make some pasta. And this is a great pasta, like if you just need a quick side dish, huh?
Yeah, it's quick.
Instead
it's
of a
very
potato.
easy. You know how when you go to restaurants and they cook for you?
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
real
quick,
quick?
yeah.
It's because everything is raw. And that's truly where you get your
I know,
flavor.
that's where the flavor is. You're right.
Yeah, you want everything raw.
Okay, show
But
us what to do.
Yeah, you just take a pound of your, I just use angel hair.
But you could use penne too,
you can
right?
use penne, you can use
I love
anything.
angel hair, though. I do.
It's real.
It cooks so
yeah.
fast, too, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm not real patient when it comes to cooking pasta, you know.
Yeah.
So it's good that, okay, we want to make sure
Yeah.
that gets down in there.
down in.
And then,
Yeah, and then what I do want to say, in Italy, the topping, I know here the Americans, the Italian Americans, they use Parmesan cheese, but in Italy, we don't. No, and so I thought of bringing that today for
Yeah.
you, just to show you something
a little
different.
Sure, okay.
Okay, we'll let that cook.
Okay.
All right, what they do in Italy is they take a little bit of oil or butter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, you put it in your
It's usually
pan.
going to be some oil. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's usually.
and it's always the extra virgin. They don't cook with
No, that's
vegetable oil. So,
That's right.
and you just heat that up, and they take seasoned breadcrumbs. So you can buy them seasoned or make your own.
Now, how much is this? About a half cup?
Yeah.
3/4 of a cup?
Yeah, 3/4 of a cup.
You're going to put it in the oil?
Put it in the oil,
Okay.
and you just heat this up, but you're going to brown it. You don't want to burn it.
okay.
I need a little here.
How about over there, a little spatula or something there?
Yeah,
little
right
wood, yeah.
And again, you're just going to,
Move it around in there.
yeah, and it
Does
once
it get
it's
brown?
yeah, it gets brown. But once it's heated up, it gets brown real quick.
Quick, so you have to watch it.
So you have to
yeah.
watch it.
And you might want to adjust your heat too so it doesn't burn, huh?
Yeah, and this is the topping that they use on pastas.
Oh, okay.
And they not only we're doing the oil and garlic today, aglio olio, is what we're doing today. This is their topping, but they'll put this on all spaghetti with
like
red,
a cheese,
red
huh?
marinara sauce.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and it probably gets a little bit crunchy. Does
yeah,
it get a
it's
little crunchy? I love it.
Yeah.
I love that on any kind of a vegetable casserole that you put. I love that combination, that taste. I add a little Parmesan cheese to mine and throw it on there too.
That's, you know what, you can do that now. I had
do
it
it
out
later.
to do it, I was going to put it in when the
Okay,
pasta
now what
was
else are
done.
we doing here with, what's this pan for?
This pan,
Are we don't cook any of the other stuff?
no,
then we don't
everything
need it.
goes
Okay.
in raw.
All right.
And what I did, since we made eggplant today, the eggplant dish, I just took some, I
But you
fried it.
already- Oh, okay.
I just cut it up. Since we're doing eggplant thing,
Right.
this will go on top of the pasta.
So that will just kind of pull together with
together.
that. Okay. All right, so how many minutes more do you think that will go? Till it gets a
Probably
little bit
few,
brown?
Yeah, it's still
Okay.
not brown.
Okay,
but we
can I
let it
start
sit.
something over here
Sure.
while you're
Wanna
doing that?
do the ice cream
You wanna
cake?
well, that's why, this is not the fashion statement of the day. I actually have these on for a reason. Okay,
Now-
you tell me, you walk me through
Yeah.
it.
Everybody loves the ice cream cake, young and
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, what's not to like about ice cream and cake, huh? Okay, am I spraying this with this?
Yeah, you can spray
Butter
that.
flavored, like a Pam thing. Okay, this is 13 by 9.
Yeah. And what I buy just a package of Oreo cookies.
Regular Oreos.
Regular Oreos. If you want double stuffed, they sell that now, but I don't
Okay.
think there's a need to.
So this is the whole package?
Whole package.
And
I
what's
put them in a
this?
food processor to make the crumb.
Look how fine that is. And she didn't take the icing out. There seems to be that cream filling still in there. That just makes it taste better.
It does. It does.
What's this now?
Butter.
How
Just
much?
Put it's what do we
Third
have?
of
2
2 tablespoons of melted butter.
Yeah.
So this is going to make a crust.
Kind of pulls it together.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Am I mixing this with a big spoon or something?
Yeah.
Let me get a big spoon here. Okay. So I mix that together till that forms kind of a crust. And I press it in the bottom?
Press it, yeah.
Just in the bottom, huh? Okay. Here we go. All over the bottom of the dish.
And everybody likes the Oreos.
Oh, what's not to like?
Yeah, and that's your crust.
Okay. And we just press it down? Is that all we're doing?
Yeah, press it down. If you can, bring it up a little
Oh,
bit.
you want it to come
on
up the side?
sides.
Okay. All right. Yeah, why don't you tell us what else is going to go into that pasta, because we only have a couple minutes left and we're kind of doing double tasking here,
Okay.
multitasking.
Well, here's if you want to just take a quick peek at the breadcrumbs. See, Arlene?
Okay, show Larry there.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's not, you don't want to make it real brown, but it's definitely not the light
Sure.
color.
Well, that's
So-
what gives a flavor when you get that darkness to it,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
and just a little bit, and then I'll just put that aside. That'll be our topping
Okay.
for the pasta.
You think that pasta's ready yet?
Yeah, it's angel hair. It doesn't
It's
take
angel,
long at all. Okay, that's good.
Okay, now I have this crust I think is probably right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
now
now
what
all
am I
you do
doing?
is layer.
Layer what?
All you do is layer ice cream, and we had this out for about
To
a good,
soften.
yeah, a good hour.
Am I
and
spooning
put
it or
everything-
slicing it?
If you want to slice it,
Okay.
want it
Do I just dump it here?
You just dump it.
It has,
Okay.
yes. It's so hard not to lick your fingers.
And just slice it and layer it.
Slice it and layer.
Layer.
Thick or
It's
thin
gonna be like
slices?
it's gonna be like a puzzle. You kind of
Wow.
just judge it.
You know what? This is very
Yeah.
soft. Is it supposed to be thick? Or just make sure it's all covered,
Just all
huh?
covered.
Okay, then when I get this done, then what am I going to do? Something to go on top of this?
Yeah, we have the hot fudge, jarred hot fudge. And
Laura Comanici, how did you know you brought everything that I really like today? I mean, seriously. What's not to like with all this, huh?
okay, we'll just strain the pasta here. Okay, now I know what that pot was for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was for our garlic, our oil.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Just go ahead and use it, yeah.
now here's what I'm gonna do here.
Okay.
Arlene, I'm gonna heat up
Heat up the oil.
the oil. And again, we have a cup of oil.
Okay.
Now we're gonna use a lot of garlic.
Yes, like
Okay,
what's a lot
I have
to you?
6, 7 cloves
Yeah,
of
that's a lot.
garlic.
But it tastes so good.
Yeah, it's gonna give it the taste.
Okay, we only have a minute here, so we all
Okay.
got to work fast.
Okay, we'll heat this up. You never wanna cook garlic, ever.
No.
So we're not gonna cook it, we're just gonna heat it up
Okay.
just to transfer a little bit of flavor over to the olive oil.
All right.
And that goes in your pasta.
Okay, now what am I going to do here?
Okay, now
Go ahead.
Here, I just like to smoothen
Smooth
this
it
out.
out. Okay.
Here, I'll take this
Take
here.
it over there. Let me move it out of your way.
I'm good. We'll smoothen this out and then we'll pour the hot fudge on top. It's a layer. What we're
Okay.
doing is layering.
Right?
Let me put this
So she's
down.
doing the hot fudge over
Now,
top.
that's warm. You can even shut it off.
Okay.
It's heat. It'll just cook that garlic a little bit. Okay, that's
Now,
it.
does this have to stay in the refrigerator or the freezer? Okay.
Freezer.
You want to
Cool
finish?
Whip.
Cool Whip's next.
Cool Whip is next.
Of course, we have to. Now, and that just goes in the freezer like that?
Yeah.
How long?
Oh, at least couple hours.
Couple hours to get a full
yeah,
benefit.
you really want that to harden up.
Sure. Okay, I'll do that. You go back to your, we're done? Okay, we gotta go, but we're gonna be in the dining room and we're gonna show you everything we made today. If you want these recipes, and I know you do, here's how you can get a copy of them. Stay with us. Don't forget, you have to send for the recipes because you're not gonna wanna miss this one. You can see this table is full. Look, there's the Enza eggplant. Laura, could you
like
serve
them?
me one of those?
Sure.
I'm telling you, that just looks so incredible. This was named after Laura's mom, who made compiled this herself. Next to it, There's the tomato salad that we talked about. That smell of that with the oregano and the onion and everything. Oh, and the garlic, incredible. Next to that is, look at that. Oh, your pasta makes my mouth water to talk about it. And how nice and brown the breadcrumbs on the top is. And we have some on the side. You can put additional, plus there's more Parmesan cheese. You can put additional on. But you want to make sure there's a lot of oil in there, right?
You do.
Because it has to be moist, right?
It has to be moist.
Okay. And then, oh my, and she had to put this right here. I'll be digging into this any moment. This is this wonderful, I don't know if we can get this out or not. I think maybe we can. Look, this is the cake. This is her ice cream cake. What is not to like? I don't care if it's summer, winter, fall, or spring. This would be a hit. Oh, Laura, I'm telling you, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a joy to have you with me today. It's been a joy to have her folks here too, her in-laws and her sons. It's always a joy when you're here too, because when you're not, it just doesn't seem right. So be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you then. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.